Okay, look, I am not going to be talking about outside shit about Kyrie Irving. I'm not going to be talking about outside shit about Kyrie Irving, like the whole thing about the whole him putting that documentary out about black people and original Jews. We're talking strictly basketball. We are talking strictly basketball. Now let's get this out the way. Kyrie Irving is overrated. I don't care what the fuck y'all say. I think he is fucking overrated. He's the best ball handler in the game. Yes. Is he a great finisher? Yes. But I think he's overrated. And I've always thought he was kind of overrated. I said, don't get me wrong. During the 2016 playoffs, and this is one of the only things I give uh Kyrie credit. I thought he should have been the MVP. I thought he should have been Finals MVP. Everybody give it to LeBron because he was talking about how motherfucking LeBron he was basically leading scorer in every fucking category, which he was. But I'm the one that's going to tell you they would not won that fucking championship if it wasn't for Kyrie and him not hitting that fucking game winner over Steph Curry. I and then like for the last 4 games, Kyrie was balling. I give Kyrie that because Kyrie balled his ass off, and where LeBron wanted to quit, Kyrie took up the slack, and then I felt like LeBron fed that off of Kyrie, and he got that shit. But Kyrie, I still think is over. Nor less, why do I think Kyrie is overrated? Now I've had this talk before. Now I probably should be having this talk with Q, and maybe when Q and I fucking get together, we could talk about this. But he's on his 4th fucking team. Now I know in this era now more teams are like we're not in that era where a person would stay on a team for like ever and then retire with that team, a la Reggie Miller, a la Michael Jordan ish, even though he played for the Wizards, but most of the things. So David Robinsons, you know, most of them. You know what I'm talking about. Kobe Bryant is I think the last person I think to stayed with his team and retired was probably Kobe. But y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. So we're not gonna get that out. We I've been I'm not gonna say I'm a Kyrie Irving fan, but I've been like damn near following. You follow basketball, you kind of follow Kyrie Irving's career. All right, when he was on Cleveland, before after LeBron left to Miami, they wasn't winning. Matter of fact, they was bottom tier, and he always had to fight with Dion Waiters, to where people thought Dion Waiters was probably the problem, and he probably is the problem because Dion Waiters is not in the fucking league no more. But they had a 1-2 punch within Kyrie Irving and Dion Waiters. They didn't like working with each other. You wonder why? They didn't start winning till LeBron got there. Let's be real. They didn't start winning till LeBron got there. And then when LeBron got there, things changed around. So and that's when they start winning the championship. So, like I said, other than the Finals MVP, they didn't start winning without Kyrie. I feel like if Kyrie was as great as people said he was, he would have took that Cleveland team to the playoffs once. He didn't. They was always bottom of the barrel. And yes, I know they didn't have a fucking team, and I don't think you don't really expect point guards to really change team around like that unless you're Chris fucking Paul or Derrick Rose. But the Bulls wasn't that bad per se. But you know what the fuck I'm saying. Um, he goes to Boston. They get further. They get further without Kyrie Irving, and I mean they get to the Eastern Conference Finals without Kyrie because he was hurt. Next year, they're gonna go to the finals. They're gonna be going to the finals. They don't get passed out the first round. He fucking leaves. Motherfucker Isaiah Thomas damn near carried fucking Boston to the damn near into their Eastern Conference Finals, if I'm correct. Because I think they lost to LeBron. That was probably his. So you got that. Then you go to fucking Brooklyn. You on a team with? You telling me with a team with James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant, you're supposed you're supposed to be winning championships. They don't. First year Kyrie and Durant. First year Kyrie and Durant goes there. Motherfucking Kyrie don't even play for the year. KD's hurt off of Achilles or some shit like that. Those motherfuckers make it to the playoffs with Spencer Dinwiddie. And I'm not even saying Dinwiddie trash, because Dinwiddie can ball, but they get to the playoffs with just Dinwiddie. Then you go there next year, they get one playoff series win. Kyrie don't even play that much. And like I said, the vaccine shit, give and take about that. There was he didn't want to take the vaccine. I'm not, I know a lot of people didn't want to take the vaccine. We're not even going to talk about that because I don't want to get fucking struck about the vaccine. But he didn't want to take the vaccine. That was his choice. But he didn't play that much. Then he got the whole protesting shit, and then even with this stuff, they only play. Kyrie didn't even play that much last year. And I guess that's because of the vaccine, him not wanting to take the vaccine. So he was a detriment to the team. And he was, still wanted to get paid like one. It was just like, I wouldn't have paid that motherfucker. And I understand, players having control. No, I do understand. It's like, as a black man, you ride for your brothers or some shit like that. But at the same time, it's just like, you don't show up to work. How you supposed to expect me to ride for you? You don't show up to work. I would understand if he showed up every day and they didn't want to pay him. That's understandable. But he didn't. He barely showed up to work. 3 years he was there. He probably played equivalent of maybe a year, maybe even less than 82 games. I don't know. I probably got to look up that stats, but he never played a full fucking season. Now this year he was balling out, but then he asked for a trade to Dallas. It's like nobody looks at that like what the fuck? Because I look at that like what the fuck. It's just like, and to me it's just like I don't see the point of him going to Dallas either. Where Luka's the primary ball handler. What is the point? And I don't. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm not seeing it. But usually, I look at Luka like white magic. I know they call him Baby Bird, but he's more like White Magic Johnson. Because the boy he can handle the ball, he can facilitate. So you already got a primary ball handler. Why do you need another one in fucking Kyrie? Unless you're going to make him play the two guard, James Harden was the point and Kyrie was the two guard. You could probably see that. But if you look at that, that Brooklyn team was a failure. Fucking Harden got fat again. Harden got fat again. Didn't want to fucking be on the team. Then he went to fucking Philly. And I guess he's doing better in Philly. I don't know. He might get fat there too. So that's saying something. Motherfucking what I'm gonna say. Harden's a different story. But I always thought Harden was he's a great scorer, but I don't think he's going to be someone that could bring a team to a fucking championship. Kevin Durant, he proved that, he's got to the finals. I know Harden was in that same finals, but Kevin Durant at least proved he got 2 finals MVPs with the Golden States, no matter how you think about that team. I know I look at that as more or less that's Steph's team than KD's team. KD was probably the best player, but that was Steph's team. I'm going to always say that. That was Steph's team. Everybody's like, don't know. KD, no, that was Steph's team. The reason KD was brought there so fucking Steph could take a break because he was carrying that fucking team. And he's carried them afterwards. So Steph Curry already proved my fucking point. But back to fucking Kyrie Irving. What do I think about him going to Dallas? Luka already balling. I don't, they just need to me, if anything, they need a 3-and-D player. I think they should have kept Jalen Brunson. They should have paid Jalen Brunson because Jalen Brunson's balling on the Knicks. And Jalen Brunson earned his fucking contract. I think they should have kept him, but I guess, trying to replace him with fucking Kyrie Irving might have been something, but I don't see Kyrie doing much that he was already doing. And he was like, and I'm with Stephen A. Smith on this one. I know y'all love going against Stephen A. Smith, but I agree with this one. When he said, I did my job, and it's just like, look, we talking basketball here. No, you fucking didn't. What? Look, I'm not going to take a black man away from his money, but when you say, but in all fairness, do you feel like that nigga earned his contract? No. If anything, you supposed to bring them niggas 3 championships. You have three of the best scorers on your fucking team. You have of one of the three of the top 10 best scorers in this fucking league with Durant, fucking Kyrie, and James Harden. Even with Ben Simmons' scary ass and him and his like mental blockage and some shit like that, you at least had a chance with that. But no. So what do I say? I don't think he's a. Do you think? Do I think that Dallas is going to beat Golden State? No. Do I think it's going to beat Memphis? No. Do I think it's going to beat Phoenix? Hell no. And I don't know, but I think they'll at least get to the second round at least. I would say that. Now, what would I do if I was KD? I think if anything, the Nets won out of this. Now you got that fucking headache gone, and I don't care. I know how nice everybody's. Oh, Kyrie's like one of the better players he was with and stuff. I think they were just being nice. I'm pretty sure they're glad that shit is over with, so they could just primarily focus on basketball because Kevin Durant is going to ball, no matter what you do. Now, if Ben Simmons, gets his fucking act together, they can do something about that. But I personally think that the Nets could probably make it out of the second round too, if and only if Ben Simmons get it together, because Ben Simmons, like, he is a defensive presence. I can see that. Him being a defensive presence, he's a 6'10" fucking point guard, and maybe you can finally have him playing point guard instead of motherfucking Kyrie. And you got young players like that Cam Thomas. That Cam Thomas has been balling out of control himself. So I think Nets might actually have something. Fucking now that Kyrie's gone, you can focus on your young players. I don't even think Steve Nash should have been fired. I know he's going to be the scapegoat. I don't think he should have been fired. That's just my. Do I think Steve Nash was probably like the best coach for it? I don't know, but I hope he gets another shot. I do hope he gets another shot just to show that, hey, it wasn't him. It was because I think it was the players. And I know a lot of people was getting on Shaq and fucking Kyrie about the shit with the whole thing with the fucking Jewish thing, and like I said, I'm not talking about that, but I know everybody jumped on them who's like being coons and not stepping with. I think, and I'm gonna say this, I think that person that really came from basketball, where he was calling them an idiot or some shit like that. I think Shaq and Chuck was thinking from a basketball standpoint. You don't want to be a distraction to your team. You want to just do your job and play basketball, which we tell our people, we tell black people all the fucking time. It's like, just do your job and not to say go along, get along, but it's like you're a basketball player first. It's okay to be an activist. It's okay to be for your community, but a lot of these people just know where you get your money from. It's like, it's good that he gives his money to the community, but the fact that you are a basketball player and your primary job is to play basketball, and the reason you are able to give millions of dollars to charities and organizations because you do play basketball. You take care of your bread and butter first. Oh, and I feel like that's what black people got it wrong, because it's just like everybody was calling Shaq and Chuck. It's just like, nah, I don't, and I stand by this all the fucking time. Not all black people are political. Some black people just want to do their fucking job and get home and go home, and that's fine. I don't know why we get mad when people's just like, no, I just want to do my job and get home. Not everybody's political. Anytime where, like, if I have a cause and the person just don't want to go into the cause, okay. You need passionate people that are about the cause to fight, not niggas that. And this is where I think people get it wrong. Instead of just trying to get everybody to join your cause, Get the most passionate. Get the people that's going to fight for you. That's going to be on. So you may not have it in numbers, but your strength may not be in numbers. But sometimes less is more. So if I get like, I'd rather get. I tell people all the time, I'd rather get 5 people that are passionate about what I stand for than like 50 people that is just there for the money or just there just to be there. They don't know what to do. They're just there to be there. If you get, I've gotten more. And when I tell you, I've gotten more done with less in my life. I've gotten done with more or less, especially in the Navy. And this is like a quick story. Like when I was in boot camp, they had this thing called the Nasty Nine, which is basically like they get 9 people to clean the bathroom, in which the bathroom is called the head, because there's, but that's military language. You use the head. And at one point it was like 9 people. They got 9 people. A couple people didn't want to do it. They just didn't want to do it. I was on it from the jump. So our original head of the Nasty Nine got he got promoted to like Master in Arms or some shit like that. He got promoted to Master in Arms. So though, with that being said, we didn't have a leader of the Nasty Nine. I had to take over because nobody didn't want the job, because nobody didn't want to get yelled at by petty officers. So I said, you know what, it's me. That's how I took over. I wish they gave me a fucking chevron, because like my master in arms got a chevron. I was like, where my fucking chevron at? I just wanted a chevron. They never gave me one, but that's another thing. But it was never 9. At one point it was just like 5 of us. I've gotten more done with 5 because everybody just like, all right, you pick a spot, we pick a spot, we pick a spot, everybody pick a spot, everybody clean that spot, and once we done, we do whatever the fuck we want. So us 5, we get it done, we get it 5. Now there was a couple. Now we had perks with like being the head crew, and I'm gonna just say the head crew. Um, we get to go to breakfast early. We don't have to eat with the people. So we get to go to breakfast early, and when we go to breakfast early, everybody else go to breakfast. That's when we clean the head, because everybody's waking up, brushing their teeth. So you got to make sure the head is clean. So that sounds so fucking funny outside of something. But anyway, you had to make sure the head is clean, and that was our job. So I got up every morning. And then, like, some people say that, oh man, y'all get to eat early. Y'all probably get all the good food. Yeah. And yes, we did. All the good food, we get the fresh hot and all that other shit. We get that shit early. So a lot of people was just like, yo, uh, can I eat breakfast early with y'all? I said, I'm gonna wake y'all up. All right. I said, I'll wake you up. I have to wake you up. So you gonna be ready. So, when I get up, I was like, I get up, there's people, that would ask me, and then they go, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I was like, all right. The regular 5 we get. And then, like, it got to a point where it's like most people is just like, oh, you need help cleaning the head, because they didn't want to see you sitting around do nothing. So, we fucking, I had like at least 9 people. I was like, okay. But everybody else was just sitting around doing nothing. And then, like, people just wanted to escape, and, have conversation. It got to a point where I was like, because, like, a new master at arms. We had like a third master at arms, and I kept getting yelled at for like bullshit because other people standing around. So it got to a point where I was like, everybody get the fuck out the head, except for the original 5. So I got one of my dudes. He was a SEAL candidate, and I said, you and another motherfucker, y'all stand right here, unless they head crew, don't let them in. So I had to put 2 people, because there was 2 entries. I had to put 2 entries in, and like, because a lot of people kept coming in. I was like, don't nobody go in his head until it's clean, and I had to like really like fucking delegate that shit. So it shows you that sometimes less is more. So that's off of that round. In conclusion, if you gone through that, if you lasted this long, I appreciate it. But in conclusion, Kyrie's overrated. Kyrie is overrated. I'm going to stand by this, and I will die on this hill. It's like, name something like prolific that he's done That's can put like are you do you think Kyrie is do you think Kyrie is and I'm gonna ask you this. Okay, we gonna look at some of the point guards right now. Do you think Kyrie is better than Steph Curry? Do you think Kyrie is better than Russell Westbrook? Do you think Kyrie is better than Derrick Rose? Do you think Kyrie is better than that's it, John Morant? Do you think Kyrie do you think I look at Luka Doncic as a point guard? Do you think Kyrie is better than Luka Doncic? Do you think Kyrie is better than Lonzo Ball? I think Lonzo Ball is, he probably get now. You thinking like he probably got better handles than some people, but these are people that I would rather see on the team than I take Derek. And I tell people all the time, I would take Derrick Rose right now before I would take a Kyrie. If you telling me like I had the choice between Kyrie Irving and Derrick Rose, and I'm gonna be real with you, I'm taking Derrick Rose 10 times out of fucking 10, and not because I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. He is going to play. Derrick Rose is going to play. Yes, I know he had that whole stint about his fucking knees and all that other shit, but when he played, he fucking played, and that was all and that shit was mental with him. Like, but when he fucking played, he fucking played. You telling me I get the youngest NBA MVP, and every time he's on the fucking team, he is still able to give you like at least 30. And at one point of his career, he still at least give you 30. Last year in the playoffs, or that year when the Knicks made the playoffs, he he was damn near the leading scorer because Julius Randle fucking disappeared and all the other people disappeared. Derrick Rose had to hold them together. And even like the game last year where fucking like Derrick Rose got hurt, they sucked. The Knicks sucked again. So I mean now they got Jalen Brunson, which Jalen Brunson is really good, and like quickly and RJ Barrett is finally like getting on their feet. But shit, it's like when Derrick, like I can tell you when Derrick Rose was on that team, and then he even showed you in Minnesota and even in Detroit, and I just think Detroit is just a bad place to play basketball now. Derrick Rose could still ball for you. So that's just my opinion. It's just like there's a couple people, y'all gonna say this, y'all gonna think I'm tripping when I say this, but I'm gonna be honest. I take Jeremy Lin over fucking Kyrie Irving right now. If you're telling me, okay, you're gonna have Kyrie Irving or Jeremy Lin, Jeremy Lin, come on, man, is it? But that, and I will die, on this hill. I don't care. I will die on this hill. Let me know what y'all think. Till then, my name is Eskino Fly, and I'm out.